route caching system. When you navigate in your Next.js app, sometimes the page is instantly loaded and sometimes it isn't.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be
Let's see how that works behind the scenes. The reason it feels instant is because the fully rendered page is available at the build folder. And when you try to reach the URL associated with that page, it's given to you in an instant because the HTML is already there.
Where is it?
What?
Where is it? However, like I said,
sometimes may be shit.
and when this happens, there is definitely some dynamic info being shown in the page, and the data needs to be updated under a certain condition. But let's see it step by step, making sure you fully understand this concept. Step 1, you run the build command. Step 2, Next.js defines all the routes based on the files. And for each page, it checks if it's dynamic or static. If it's dynamic, the page has a loading time each time you visit. If not, the HTML is fully rendered and Next.js shows you the page almost in no time. But sometimes you have data in this page that needs to be updated. As you know, it only runs one time at the build time. So in this case, we need dynamic pages. But how can you know which page is which? When you run the build command, you can see that each one has a specific icon next to it. But there are more things that makes a page dynamic, like putting it in a dynamic route, calling dynamic functions inside of it, or assigning a route config, basically a const with a certain value. There are also a couple of ways to make a static page have dynamic data. For example, right here, I have a function that whenever the user updates their profile, it refetches the data, making sure it feels static but is dynamic. Another way we can do that is to add a time-based revalidation, which is exactly what it sounds like.
It's exactly like it sounds.
This is really good in high-traffic websites where so much info is being added and you want to phase that data in. That means the dynamic routes are doomed to be dynamic forever. No, bitch. Now that you know what time-based revalidation is and you know what generate static params does, you can now implement ISR. This way, when a user visits a website, on the next visit, we can show them the revalidated page that is cached and has dynamic data. I hope that makes sense, and thank you for watching.